Let's see with the camera. There we go. Oh yeah. Y'all know what this is all about. We about to be in the building with Chief Rod Hayes. Chief Poniac in the building. We're about to crack heads and twist caps live. You don't want to miss this. Keep in mind about the Cash App scam that's going on. My Cash App is D Young Gilder without the S. This dude's got the D Young Gilder with an S, and he's using my even my face and my name on Cash App. So don't be sending nothing to that dude. Mine is D Young Elder, Swilly on here without the S. They scamming, right? Keep that in mind. Also, it's a dude that's doing it to Rod Hayes too. So Rod Hayes, we're gonna have his correct like the ones that we be posting is the correct cash out for Rod. There's another dude that got one that created one similar to Rod too, so they can try to scam Rod. So be careful on that too. Um, yeah, and it's this one dude that came on. I guess he wanna Brady followers. We got a whole bunch of haters. The bigger we get, the more haters we get, you know? And that's cool because haters is participators. You know what I'm saying? All haters, all haters is participators. I'm waiting on the it's gonna be my first time. So I wonder okay, I'm gonna make sure I got this everything. That's why I came on early to make sure that I got everything set up. So when Rod come in, this joint about to be fire. And I won't retire, baby. Yeah, Big Mama's Babies is back. When we pull up in the back. That's facts. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get in here, don't miss this one. About to get Chief in the building. Let me take some and see what's going on. Cause like I say, this our first time going, me and Rod going on this one. Although I know I can share the screen. Okay, hold up, Rod. Let me send it through you. Let me send it to you again. Hold up, what is this? Okay, this right here is let me make sure this right here. Invite. Let me email it real quick through hold on, that should be the right one. Stay screaming your boom, boom, screaming your .com 2G part 3 MB. Yeah, that's it. All right, hold on, Rod. Let me see what's going on. I gotta send it to you real quick again. Hey y'all, we about to crack heads and twist caps. I'm gonna send it to my email. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some that this one right here because hold on. It said Rod says not letting them in. Go back to screaming or what? Message. Okay. Hold on, Rod. We about to crack heads and twist caps. It's not letting them in. Invite. Hey, y'all, hold on just a second. Let me get this lined out real quick. Uh, oh yeah, baby. Okay. Hold on, bro. Copy that link. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. We about to crack heads. All right. This is right here. Is it?
Let's see.
Hey, Rod, you in there? Well, now it's oh man, you gotta keep me. Ah, yes. Just bear with us, y'all. We trying to get this. I'm trying to get Rod sent to the copy the links. Boom. Copy. Email. Yeah, hold on, Rod. Man, it won't let him click on the link. All right, Rod, hold on. All right, I'm gonna try to send it to you again. I gotta copy it. Hold on, let me take my goggles off. CREA. Hey, Rob, bye. If y'all come into the building, we about to get it started in just a second. We giving people time to get in this joint. Matter of fact, I'm finna roll that commercial for y'all real quick. Let me roll that commercial for y'all while we waiting on Rod. I'm finna send him the link again.
Young L on the beat.
We got Skype ape in the building. It's about to get lit. Hey, Rod, we on. Hey, God, we on. Screaming yard now, man. So it's then we still can do the same thing as Zoom. I can share my screen, all lit, and I got that file already set up. We got everybody in the building. We run it the same way. Like I say, if you want to show the brother some love, we're gonna have all the information in the chat, man, for the people. Man, we're gonna be dropping it every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So
you got the cash app spelled wrong though.
hey, could you cause it's a dude that's scamming off yours too. So yours is capital
I K
SIK, capital
capital
A.
A P E.
All right, y'all heard this. I'm gonna have that stay right in the thing because people scamming off Rod and they getting this money, man. So it's like, we ain't worrying about it like that, but it's like the people cheating people, and people showing people love and they think people getting it. But We ain't worried about that. We gonna get into this business. We about to get on the business. You know what I'm saying? Rod on right tonight. You saw what the title was. It's game over, bro. When the kids, the children, we here to teach the children, man. So
So let's
go ahead,
go
go ahead.
into the title first, Elder.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So we know we got UNIA, right? United Nubian Improvement Association, but it's also based on Garvey,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So show the kids what Garvey looked like, because this man is important.
Let me pull it. Let me get the screen. Oh yeah, hit that light.
When we were scrambling around trying to figure out what they did to us, Garvey was trying to tell us, look, fuck what they did to you. Don't pay attention to what they did to you. Do what the fuck you gonna do. Right? That's what Garvey is teaching us. Up, you mighty people, do what you will. Disregard anything they told you they done to you and do what you was gonna do anyway and use your own culture. But he found out that a lot of us didn't understand the mechanics of running an empire, building an empire. So he had to show us from scratch. Right? Go to images. You know why he had that hat made right there that he wearing?
This one right here.
Yeah. There's a story behind that hat.
All right, drop it, man. Cause that's like that same head. Go ahead.
If you look, when you go to his writings, you're gonna run into him talking about where is the big hats, the man in our culture for the big affairs.
Uh-huh.
Right? If you look at the hat, you see feathers on it.
Uh-huh.
And if you look at the hat that's under the feathers, that's George Washington's hat.
Go ahead.
Okay, now go back to George Washington. George Washington sailed across the Delaware.
Okay.
Right? In the establishing of the colonies as the United States of America. Ain't that what they told us?
Yeah, that's what they said.
And that he was fighting on the Hudson Bay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right? So when you pull up the picture of him on the Delaware, just put in George Washington, there go the hat right there.
Yeah, this hat. The Buccaneers, they call it the Buccaneers niggas, man.
Okay, the reason Garvey did that is because that symbolizes if we use the crown chakra, no matter what they try to put on our head, the feathers gonna come through.
That's right. Go ahead.
Right? So you gotta remember, Garvey walked the land the same time Noble Drew Ali did.
Okay, go ahead. That's deep.
Elijah Muhammad walked the land with both of them.
Okay.
Now, go back to Noble Drew Ali, and he telling us, I went into the secret societies and I put it all in the public domain. That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
But who was the vehicle to transport the information that was required to get into the public domain?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So when we talking about UNIA, United Negro Improvement Association, we study Garvey, who gave us an alternative view of Pan-Africanism. Right? So from the Liberia movement, right? From the Liberia movement, pull up Liberia.
Okay.
When they was trying to convince our ancestors way back then that we came on ships and that we should go back to Africa, America set up a colony in Africa called Liberia, the Lone Star State on the motherland. Why did they do that? There's a Lone Star State over here, ain't it?
Yeah.
And the Lone Star State over here, their liberation is tied to the liberation of Liberia, meaning that the people who was native in Texas was the primary tribes they was forcing to go to Liberia, right? That's why it looked like an American flag.
That's right. It looked just like the
Right.
Texas flag, really.
Well, Texas just got a star on it,
Yeah.
right? But the name, the Lone Star State, that means whatever it was. Okay, so now what they did is they gave us a unmistakable link to Africa and over here
Go ahead.
in a more modern time to match what was done when they was transporting from one part of the land to the other. Now you gotta remember, the whole goal is to trick us into thinking we didn't come from here.
That's right. That's right.
Right? And all of these elders are off understanding that we miseducated.
Okay.
Right? So remember when I did the book club, I was talking about the confraternity.
Yep, that's right. The confraternity.
Right. Okay, now, when you thinking about magic in the mind,
Okay.
for one of the chiefs to write a sentence in a book and put it on the shelf, and another chief 100 years later pull that book off the shelf, read that one sentence, and they know what's going on. Right. They immediately unlock all of everything they see now makes sense. So this form of magic is how ancestors speak to the children in the future. It's also talking to yourself. You're going to come back. So what kind of message do you leave that allows you to maximize your life when you come back?
Okay.
Right. So we getting into now the building of the community and the restoring of the mind, because that's the only thing that says it's a mind trap.
Right. Right.
Right. To unlock the mind trap is to unlock your God self. Right. So if you type in this quote,
you got it. Drop it.
The quote is, be yourself, accept your own. Which brings us to the second part of the discussion in the title. There's still a third part, but the third part is the straight bump off the two.
That's
which means it's the
Muhammad.
Nubian connection. Yes.
There you go. That's fire right there, bro. Appreciate that.
Okay, now he telling you more than just that sentence.
Yeah.
What system was we under when that was written? We was under the American jurisdiction of the constitutional government, right? That's who we thought was the government on the land. If we accept our own and be ourselves, it's going to force us to self-govern. And we about to get to the first to two of the most important parts of activating your higher conscious powers. All right, now.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
If you start studying how things affect you, and then you look into nature by looking in the tribes around the world, and then you'll start to remember, right? You start to activate. The first principle that everybody don't want to talk about to magic is something called discipline. Do you watch the step show from Savior's Day?
Do it.
Pull up the winner of the just pull up the kids. I love to watch the kids do it because they out cold. So children's Savior's Day step winner. I'm gonna break down some shit right here. This is about to get into some good shit right here. I'm gonna like this part.
Hey, so it's like Nuwapian children. Uh,
It was FOI.
okay,
They was
okay,
drilling.
yeah, okay. Okay, that's what it is. That's why I'm missing. FOI steppers.
Might want to pull it up on YouTube and you can
Oh,
see
that's
them
what it is.
stepping.
Okay, let me do it. Copy. Boom. YouTube. Boom. FOI stepping. I gotta see that. That's fire. I saw some young girls on stage doing it though. That might be one of the videos we were gonna
Mm-hmm.
hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're in the building.
Look, when you remember, it's a reason for everything that they be doing in a military. It's an underlying reason in nature. If you understand the laws of nature, the laws of cause and effect, equivalent exchange, which is the highest law in alchemy, then you know how to transfer the energies
Okay.
from one location to the other in order to balance out the energy field. Galactic chess. On the galactic chessboard, make it so difficult is it's always shifting. It's always shifting through the waves.
This is one right here, Rod. You talking about this one?
Yeah, you play some of this one. This one cool.
All right, let's do it.
So while we watching it, you see the crisp movement in their steps, right?
Yep, go ahead.
Organized fashion, right?
Yep.
Right. So all of these things being done, and look at the distance they are from one another, approximately 3 feet,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Militant.
Because when you first activate your aura, it's about 3 feet from you. Once you get to the
Okay.
higher degrees of alchemy, you can strengthen and expand your aura up to 60 miles. That's high mastery.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I want
Okay,
you to
go
pull
ahead.
something else up while they was watching them do that.
Okay.
Um, uh,
Okay.
bird flocks flying.
All right. Oh yeah, you own it, Rod. You own it. I know we already know where you're going. Got you.
Now we know from being redundantly told and observing the sequence that birds generally move to better weather and the climate change.
Right.
And the birds come back when the climate is about to be more favorable. We call that migration.
Okay.
Now watch how these birds fly. Because this is be very critical to the understanding of why the FOI and the MGT practice drilling. As you practice drilling, you start to learn to be a leader and a controller of that energy with multiples in the group. But you first have to feel that energy. Watch how these birds fly. And then they're not colliding in each other. They're making all these patterns and sequences. They diving on cue. They making geometric symbols in the clouds to tell us to read this shit, nigga. Right? So all this is going on. Then it'll go to Crips walking, sea walking on the land. Then it'll go to bees bee walking. We all talking. It's a great war dance, a rain dance in the sky. Right? This is sequencing what's called collective unconscious by responding to what the unconscious of the birds is telling them. It's relaying the humans a message too. So in order to understand what it's like to rule in this energy or to control this energy, we have to artificially recreate it on Earth. We have to learn how to drill. We got to learn how to line dance.
Okay.
Now, the one you gravitate is going to be the clan culture that you come from. If you gravitate toward the FOI, you come from warrior cloth out the gate. You ain't here to do nothing but protect the land and be on post. That's your clan's responsibility. Make sure that y'all can affect every clan on the land by having an inlet into every part of the community. And when you see this dance right here, being led by the fruits stepping on the land, you know what they doing. But if you don't get it, if you don't see this to have something to compare it to, you will think that it's some militant Negroes attempting to stage a coup, when all the time the coup was all mental. We just had to remember who we was. Right? So by them understanding this energy that they moving, in that energy field, nature is going to always develop a leader. Because they moving in the field, somebody got to control this, or else it's going to be a catastrophe. The lead bird is the one creating the mental field, the magnetic field that all of the rest of the birds are following. Wow. Right now, that's the Minister Farrakhan.
Go ahead.
Right. So when you see that hashtag, we are Farrakhan, they telling you they flocking with a certain energy on the land. The birds is mimicking it here in the sky, and you see them drilling on the ground.
That's right.
They harnessing the energy they was using against us and deflecting it. Right. That's why he had to tell you about they voodoo. Don't be scared of that stuff, because that's what they was doing to us. They was telling us not to use none of our voodoo. And at the same time, they was killing us with our voodoo, our own shit. They was using all our stuff in the church. And the reason we know it, because we was concealing it in the AME church. Right? The AME church was what Elijah's father was the minister of before he ever became a fruit. Right? When you look at the connection to the churches in the South, the Bible Belt, they was all trying to figure a way out of this illusion.
Fire, Rod.
V formation is, yep. So they do that in the military too. Even when they flying in the plane. Yeah, because when you fly in formation and make all of the machines in the formation function more controllable and more naturally as it traverses through nature.
That's facts,
right? So now we're talking about geometric patterns affecting the energy grid of the Earth. Now, When we talk about X-Men, right? So the X-Men, Xavier is the replica for Elijah Muhammad,
That's right. Go ahead.
right? What we don't know is the comics was being put out by intelligence community in order to spread the story in an exaggerated format and us to not take it seriously,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So now the X-Men Academy, and what is an X-Men? Well, we know X symbolizes the
Go
unknown in
ahead.
math. We know that X is
Okay.
the third from the last letter in the alphabet, a symbol for the unknown. We know that Elijah said the last name was unknown to the people, so he gave them an X.
Right.
And if you have multiple people with a first name, you put a number in front of your X. So now you've been tied to numerology, then you've been tied to name science, right? So
Mm-hmm.
understanding that the X is representative in the secret societies of the X chromosome of the mother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mason mean mom, son, right? And my son
Right.
is the son that came off the
Yeah.
motherland and became her right hand man,
That's right.
right?
That's what Elijah said.
As the right
Mm-hmm.
hand man of the mother, he's going to be the protector of the family in the future if he's raised correctly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So now it's something that the X chromosome is most important because it controls. Hold up.
I'm gonna pull it up for you. I got you.
Now it's the thing that is this has 60% more genetic information than the Y chromosome.
Okay.
We know we can get the lesser amount from the greater amount, mathematically and scientifically speaking.
Yep. Yep.
You can't get the greater amount from the lesser amount.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's more information on the X chromosome, right,
Mm-hmm.
than it is on the Y, that means that the Y had to come from the X,
That's right.
right? Now, if you pull up the Y chromosome, you'll discover that it's an X, and one part of it is retarded. It's an atrophied appendage. It's
Yeah.
drawn up.
Right here. You go a
It's
wobble.
a it's a penis in cold water, but that's not what it looked like.
No, no, hold on. Let me find a good one. Hold up. Let me go back. It's gotta be. I gotta, can't find my
Go to Google and type in actual Y chromosome.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead. I got you.
So when we talk about X-Men powers, the the secret to the X-Men powers is to pair with somebody that can X can activate the rest of your Y chromosome. Okay, now zoom
Hey,
in on it.
that's a, okay.
It's a
Hold up.
retarded X.
Yeah, it's bad. Let's go. Let's go. I'm blowing it up though. Here we go. Right here. Here we go. This is the Y. It looked like a balled up
So
stick.
all four on this one, it looked like
Like half of it. Yeah.
all four of the legs of the X is atrophied. Right? Type in atrophy, show them what atrophy
Yeah.
means.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold up. Just a second. Let me try to load it back up.
That's the secret to magic we're going into now at the root.
Yeah, you got it. Hold up, man. What's going on with this joint?
So these are metaphysical equations being translated in 3D data bytes for us to be able to control it, because the more we understand it, the better we can control it.
Look, back to Google. Says atrophy. That's what you said.
Yeah. Just type that word in, atrophy. ATROPHY.
Says of body tissue or an organ waste away, especially as a result of the generation of cells, and are becoming uh,
Okay, go
less.
to images and see if you have a chart so it could give you an example. Because some people learn better with the visuals.
Oh, it's like a certain muscle in the.
It's
It
any
would
muscle.
be
Underuse make it
uh,
wither away.
okay, yeah. So it could be any like the. It's like one of the muscle that you, I guess, lift stuff or something. I don't know. Can't really tell.
No, if you don't exercise the muscle, it withers away.
This particular muscle right here, right?
Right. The same apply at the
Uh,
cellular level to smaller portions of the body.
yeah, this fire rod.
So when you look at the X chromosome, the Y chromosome is an X that's not fully, it doesn't have all of the genetic material. How do you know this? You could type it in Google. What percentage of what's the genetic differences between Y and X chromosome? Or which holds the most genetic information? This ain't even no secret. That's all this easy shit to discover.
Yeah,
But
right.
you don't never put it together that it's the secret to science, to secret to magic, because you never understand what is. It's a unified field theory. We operating in a hologram, so all parts of the hologram is the same as the whole. So everything we understand on the microcosm helps us to understand the macrocosm.
Yes, is a 5 times larger than the Y, and it has 10 times the number of genetics. Yeah, so
10
it says
times the number of genes.
yeah.
So now
And
this is the
it
transferring of genetic information from parent to child. It says that the Y chromosome and it says it's 5 times larger than the Y chromosome and has 10 times the number of genes. So you can't get a Y, you can't get an X from a Y because the Y doesn't have enough genetic information.
yeah,
So
yeah,
this is a derivative. The Y is the derivative of the X. Right now, there's something that comes along with that that gives you what's called the key to the matrix.
yep,
You ready? You
yep.
ready?
Go ahead.
Type in mitochondria.
Oh yeah, you already know. You already know.
It's MITO.
Yeah, okay, I got it. You already know.
Now, what did it say? Mitochondrial is the clear chromosome found inside cellular organisms called mitochondria. Located in the cytoplasm, mitochondria are the site of the cell's energy production. See what it say
Mhm.
right there? What do it
Yeah.
produce?
Uh,
Energy.
metabolism functions. Okay,
It
well, your
produces
energy
it's the
producer.
energy
Yeah,
production
that's right.
and other metabolic function. Metabolic
Right.
meaning to consume and transfer energy.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you can't get that from your daddy.
Go ahead.
Only you can only get it from your mother. And
That's
this
right.
is how you can't never take earth from the women.
That's right.
Because this right here is found in its free radical form in the dirt of the earth, right?
Yep,
But
right here.
it's not what is yes, synced to the women. The women on the earth forms a earth grid, right?
Okay.
All right, say the mitochondrial cell picture. We're gonna come back to this.
All right.
So all this is science, it's physics, metaphysics, quantum physics. It's basic education, it's sex education, it's human education. All this come into this one little understanding right here,
Okay.
right?
Yep. Go ahead.
So the mitochondria is the power source. Pull up Earth grid. This will make each woman be like a Tesla coil.
Which one you want?
You see that? Okay, get this. Go. The second from the right there, with the red writing
This
on
one
it.
right here.
Yeah, yeah. That's close enough for what I want to show. Okay, every intersection you see on there, it's a woman
Okay.
that's a matriarch holding that position.
Go
The
ahead. That's fire.
transfer, the energy is based on the fear love ratio. So type in fear versus love, and then watch the image that come up.
Which one you want?
I don't see it.
Maybe I need to type in.
Put behind it energy difference.
All right.
Okay, scroll down some. It got to be on here somewhere. There you
Oh yeah,
go.
here you go, right here. Yeah, right here,
Yeah.
right. I say that.
Okay, now when they become matriarchs and they start
Quantum
creating more
DNA.
matriarchs, this is the field. Remember, we was talking about the field that they march in, and as you learn to control it, you can be able to expand your own. This is your accumulated spirit energy,
Okay.
right? You either want it, it's either expansive or restrictive based on the love ratio.
I'm gonna blow it up for you. It is right. There you go, right there. Oh yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe heads every time. I'm telling you, man. Here we go, right here. Right.
Okay, so now at each one of those points on the grid you seen stand a woman. If you keep her energy level low, what did you just do?
Here.
This is this is the same way that she communicating to the earth. This is the same as the atmosphere of the earth, but it's the atmosphere of the person. You see, the
Yeah, you
fear
click
make
ahead.
her. You see, so the fear make her turns the power now.
Yep.
Remember, we were talking about the Salem witch hunts now.
Yep. Yep. Go ahead.
The women in the Salem witch hunts, if you always look, it's a elder black lady that's around a group of little white girls that she's teaching how to harness this energy from the uterus to the heart chakra to the crown chakra.
Okay.
Right. And all of them girls gonna be calling her a couple of different names. She's gonna be either Nana, Big Mama, Ma, or she gonna be a nanny or a Nina. Because all those different matriarchal positions, and they're teaching these other people how to use the energy that they never was allowed to access before.
That's fire.
This become known as the keys to magic or the 7 hermetic principles. Right? So when we talk about harnessing the energy, right? Go back to what Baba was teaching in the Holy Tablets. You remember all the geometry he had in there?
Yep. Yep.
Right? He was showing from the dot to the line in the creation spectrum.
That's right.
He was drawing a map of a hologram.
Okay.
Because when you program in a hologram, the hologram start from the dot. The dot got to be connected on a straight line to an alternating source on another straight line on a parallel trajectory.
Okay, go ahead.
Right? And when it feed the information back across the 2 straight lines, it projects a 3D image, a hologram.
Okay.
So all this is our minds collectively coming in to produce the hologram of what we call reality. But we made the agreement before we came into human form, because when we came into human form that the misery could become addictive like crack cocaine.
Man.
And in the misery, we absorb more of the fear.
Wow.
Right? So now, remember what our shoes used to be made out of. They was made out of skins.
That's right.
Now what they made out of? Rubber, right?
Yep, rubber.
Cut you off from the earth. Right? Some of the clans wore wooden bottom shoes because the wood still transmitted the grounding energy of the earth through the feet of the women to keep them from being mind controlled by a retarded ass man.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right? Because if she stay grounded, that fear that he living in is going to start to expand, because he's trying to get strong enough to draw her out of that same fear. The man want to take the lead, right? So as he level up, she make him level up again. What is this doing? This is making his mitochondrial increase output of energy. Now remember, the first principle of the universe is love.
Go ahead. That's right.
Okay, in first principle, if you're going to be a creator, you have to go back to the first principle.
Love.
Right? So that's what Larry Hoover tell us. The first principle of the universe is love. And embrace that. Because when you understand that, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at a blueprint that's giving your subconscious mind the imagery you don't understand in your conscious mind, but your God self can translate it to transform you. If you allow it to sink in without judgment. Because soon as you put judgment on it, the judgment causes you to restrict and fear.
Go ahead.
But when you recognize that all things is happening within you, happening in the world, because all parts of the hologram is an equal part of the whole.
Go ahead. I'm with you. This fire.
Right? So when you go through the internal dialogue with the internal self and realign, you start to cause that expansion. Right? This is why they tell you, don't be laying up under them girls while you young. Fuck you up. Short your circuit out. because you don't know how to release the energy to be in the moment yet. You still what they call wild and free.
Okay. Go ahead.
The mind is untamed. Your psycho mile, your monkey mind is going crazy and you following it, but you watching for the snakes. And the snakes is the wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Right? So when one wise woman whisper one wise word to you, she's giving you a message from a whole generation of wise women. You have to be perceptive enough to watch for snakes.
Mm-hmm.
That means watch for the wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the more that you understand that they turning you on to how to turn your mitochondrial up, because
Mm-hmm.
you can't have any magic without getting back to the first principle of the universe,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because now you have to expand your auric field. This is your auric field, your
Mm-hmm.
grid. But now with that, you have to learn your inner language. You don't know your inner language until you learn how to communicate with yourself, higher self to lower self. And this is why we teach tarot card reading,
Mm-hmm.
cowrie shell readings. Fuck the shells. You just using that for your subconscious mind to give your conscious mind a frame of reference so you can translate what you sensing into something you can explain to somebody else.
Fire. Fire.
Right. And this is where we get into the magic of the chi. Because as you expand that field right there that we're looking at, you
Okay.
starting to expand your chi. See it expanding right there?
Yeah. Hey, quick question, Rod, while you on this subject. So this kind of like a cobra back right here. But like I say, like man, this is a big difference between the love energy and the fear energy. It's like only like maybe 1/8 of what this is. 1/8
Mm-hmm.
of the energy. Yeah.
So this is the touch the hem of his garment, the explanation.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay, so when Isis walked past you, her energy output of mitochondrial resonance is healing and restorative to origin.
Okay.
The lady had been bleeding, vaginal bleeding, and she was um, suffering.
Okay.
She spent all her money on the doctors. They couldn't help her.
Okay.
The witch
I'm with
doctors couldn't help her, right? But she heard Mother Isis was coming to town. They tell us it was Jesus.
you. Yeah.
And she say when they went past, she didn't even care to have a conversation, take up a whole lot. She didn't know that if she can get close enough to get into this field,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? That she would be deep enough inside the energy field to be healed.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uterus to uterus. This is why women's healing circles are so important,
Go ahead. Write that down.
right? So when she touched the hem of her garment, I turned around and said, "Who touched me?" And she said, "It was me. I just wanted to be made whole."
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? This is the mitochondrial field they talking about, what we call an aura.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right? This is when we were neutral gender. We didn't gender was unified in the name of love, and then it became divided at 3D in order for us to understand how to balance the polar opposites. So this is why when you hear about people that can still do the stuff we read about in the Bible or in history books that's over in India.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we get the greatest information on developing the chi. Just right here.
Okay.
And they understand that developing the chi is tuning into the love frequency. They trying to draw it directly from the earth, but the earth requires a man for optimum performance to gain it through a woman and tie both of them back to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's called a
Mm-hmm.
sacred union. So they ground it, and the woman can raise his chi energy without him going through 40 years of meditation in a cave in the Himalayas, some goddamn where.
Go ahead.
Right? They call that sacred sexual energy harvesting. It's part of the sex magic understanding, and this is how they knew how to use sex magic to subjugate the children. Because trauma sex magic ties them into a low resonance, which allows the fear to conquer their life. And this is why you got people with unconquerable phobias now. They're using this chi harnessing of the root chakra. So, keep you vibrating in fight or flight mode.
So the energy they be stealing from the kids, they be wanting them kids while they fresh and while they innocent, so they can steal the fresh energy from them, like the raw energy.
Yeah, and they corrupt them from being able to conquer them later.
Wow.
Right. So in India, they teach a lot of this stuff, but they don't have to teach a lot of this stuff. In their practices, by practicing the controlling of the chi in varying different forms, you can perform these feats. But it takes us back to what we've seen with the drill teams marching. They still harnessing chi. They harnessing group chi.
That's right.
Right? Now, and you go to here, most of this is ballet. Okay. It's not really for combat.
Okay.
But every one of them have a combat version. But none of these was designed solely for combat. Okay. This is like an airplane simulator is not the same as flying an airplane.
That's right.
This is the simulator version of combat. It's Tai Chi. And at the same time, every day, all of China get out and they doing Tai Chi in the park. Pull it up. Tai Chi in the park.
Okay, let's do
China.
Let's do it.
Because you need to see the way other people know this information of harnessing the energy to effectuate change in the immediate environment around them. This is the beginning of what we call God knowledge. Put it up on YouTube so I can see the movements.
I'm going to put it up on YouTube. All right, let me copy this. All right, let me get it on YouTube real quick.
We learn the same thing, but we call it line dancing. I don't care whether you hillbilly line dancing or whether you doing the icky shuffle or whatever, the Cupid shuffle, you still line dancing. It's the same general principle. It's just different steps involved. So in China, part of the reason why they keep this tradition up is because it's part of the integrity of the nation's unity.
Oh yeah, this fire, bro. You be dropping it, bro. I'm telling you be dropping it. People were saying this fake. That's fake, man. That cheese stuff is fake.
No, this is okay. So this is the ballet version of one of the most deadly martial arts, the death touch, the mock. But this ain't why we want it. It's teaching you to harness the chi energy. Once you know what it feel like, you can build it. You can use the science given to you to write your own magic, which makes it more powerful. And that's why every sorcerer, witch, warlock, priest, they all got what we call grimoires, diaries, journals, right? Even scientists keep journals. This is because in journaling it, you can review it as if you somebody else, and it'll show it to you from a different angle,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? You repeat stuff over and over until you master it. Once you master it, you create grooves. Excuse me. You
You can
create
achieve
grooves
this.
in your psyche that allows you to be able to perform muscle memory flawlessly. These
Okay.
moves is to mimic muscle memory or to train muscle memory where you don't need a whole lot of strength. This sword fighting here, this is a little bit different.
Okay. Yeah, they doing like, okay, let me get it one. So this energy it's they drawing from within. They pulling this energy from within. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then when
And
they
it's
all doing it together, it's expanding the energy. It's allowing
right.
them to have greater control of their spiritual awareness. That's why in they don't
It's
have
kind of the
any
same as
problem talking
300,
about their
right? When all them 300
ancestors.
guys.
The what?
Okay. Is it
So
the
this is what
same
it looked
like
like
them
in the group.
300 with no 3 men? They 300 men.
Yeah.
Those
So this
300
is what it looked
men, they
like when the
stood
group
together and
doing
they
it.
fought.
Yeah.
All right,
So
go ahead.
it's
Go ahead.
group cohesion.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody out
So
there.
they learn all of the moves. And while they learning the moves, they feeling the energy. They learning them. They instructing them on what to look for, what sensations to feel for. So then it's easier for them to control their inner self. It's taming the monkey man.
They teach this in the Avatar movie too, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's all in the anime use it because it's part of the culture of the Earthborn. You find it all in there, but
Okay.
remember that everything is exaggerated.
Yeah, see,
The
I know what he
skill
talking
that
about
it
when he
takes
moving
to
his
make.
hands right there.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Elder.
No, I thought no, I ain't want to cut. I didn't know you was finna start talking because people say you gotta let them talk. Yeah, I'm letting them talk. So I'm just
Oh no, no, no! You can
a
talk too. This your
I just
show.
gonna say the energy. Okay, I was gonna say just the energy that this energy when I practice martial arts and I did all the moves and the breathing, and it's like I was drawing some kind of it feel like what it feel like? It feel like the same thing I feel when I know when the adrenaline kick on. It's like I got control of this adrenaline while I'm extra strong, super. I got this super energy, so it feel like an adrenaline rush when you get in a hold of this energy. Um, so yeah, man, a woman can knock you out. If a woman know about that chi, she can hit the biggest man. It don't matter how big you is, and you will get knocked out. I'm
And
telling you, I've
that's called
seen it,
the
bro.
that's
It's
called the
easy.
demok, the death touch.
Okay, go ahead on that, bro. I might want to stop your train of thought, but I see this way where we going. This learning this again. This is where we going, bro. With this energy,
All of
learning how
this
to
is
harness this
part.
energy.
So one of the things that we're gonna be teaching when I finally get done with this part and we get back to the culture is they got this lady over in England who teach children how to read blindfolded.
Yep, I heard about that.
Matter of fact, you can put reading
Yeah,
blindfolded,
yeah, I
children
got it.
reading blindfolded in YouTube so they can see what I'm talking about. I'll tell you which
Okay.
video it is.
Okay.
But the mind can perceive well beyond the known five senses. But if you never activate any of the higher senses, scroll down some.
But that's the lady right there.
Trying to see if I see the one that I was looking at. The little girl right there with the red on.
Okay, let's go back. Maybe right here. The
Yeah,
Indian girl. I think it
yeah,
was in India, wasn't it?
yeah. But that's
All right.
where the lady learned the technique in India, but she teaches it in Europe.
Yeah, in India. Hmm. I read this a long time ago.
Yes. So it's not. This ain't the
Mhm.
only thing that they're gonna be learning. It's just one of the things I thought was gonna be fun to teach.
Hey, you know something, Rod? You was talking about this. What you teaching now? You was talking
Hmm.
about this when I first talked to you, but you didn't go into it because you weren't ready. You was talking on this thing about the people blindfold and all this superpower. You was talking about this right when I met you, like about a couple months
Yeah,
ago. No, it might have been like a year ago when we met. But you was
I
talking
got
about this.
videos on all this stuff from when I first started because I was talking about the revamping of the educational system. Right, I got posts
Mhm.
on my Facebook going back to when I first started because this part of the curriculum. It's obviously not really playing too good on here, but they can
Yeah,
go look
it's
the video up. They know which ones to look up. But you can look at a couple
mhm.
different ones. This is how they say Stevie Wonder can see.
Yeah.
He probably can see, because he don't need his eyeballs to activate his optic nerve to perceive what's in that auric field. This is part of artistic expression, because when you're an artist, you coming from high resonance on your mitochondria. That means your mother either infused a lot of unconditional love in you when she was developing you, and now
Mhm.
it's so
Mhm.
strong in you, you got to artistically express it. You find yourself becoming what they call a prodigy child, right? Master of the
Mhm.
violin at 3. Sammy Davis Jr. was tap dancing whole shows at fucking 5. Shirley Temple,
Man.
right? We forget about them
Yep.
because the black and white footage seems like it's not, like, we don't know how long it took. Them kids used to do that shit, and they used to master it at a rapid rate because they had
Yep.
mothers who infuse high
Right.
mitochondrial energy in them, right? And that's why the nation
Mhm.
can rise
Mhm.
no higher than its women, because the mothers that love the children cause their mitochondria to overflow. That's how you make earth
Mhm.
angels,
Mhm.
right? And it also it affects the physiological appearance of the child. We been knew that. We called it marking the child.
Mhm. Mhm.
The mother can redesign the child from what the genetics say to what she wants them to be by marking them.
Mhm. Mhm. That's right. Go ahead.
And it all go back to this, harnessing that energy. Qigong is similar to Tai Chi. It's just a different discipline.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was gonna ask you this, Rod, because because I saw that these kids, they parents are making them develop their superpowers, like reading blindfolded, and some people get forced to use those powers, like Ray Charles. He was blind, so he had to develop his ears and his other senses more than his seeing senses, and it pretty much gave him a superpower where he could touch a chick and know what she looked like. He can hear some. He can walk down a hallway and hear his shoes hit the ground and listen to the echo using that's a higher frequency because echolocation, that's what the whales use, and they use sound
Remember,
to determine how to see. You know what I'm saying?
you remember, you remember that boy that used to ride the bike with echolocation and he was blind?
Yeah, I heard yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Right. So
Yeah, I can pull
these
it up too.
so
Pull it
this
up on
go back
YouTube.
to the first part. This was why the nation's drilling practices become so important, because the level of discipline required to develop higher senses while your other senses are functional is 10 times greater than your average person's natural self-discipline.
Mhm, mhm,
You need the external training that you force yourself to discipline to that develops your willpower strong enough in order for you to learn how to master higher disciplines and activate your higher senses. You can't get into magic without learning that. And this is what The Last Dragon was about,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Now remember, he ain't never know he was the master until that woman told him.
That's right.
Everybody else told him it didn't really stick.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Because on Earth, you can't be the master unless that woman say, "Oh, he the master," and present you to other women to see if you really the master.
That's right.
Is you the nigga you say you is? You represent yourself to be? Is you really the baddest motherfucker ever born?
Yeah.
And I look around and I don't see nobody badder than me but me.
Bad Lee Boy Brown. You know what I'm saying? Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So he being bullied, the bully coming from the low end red chakra energy, that war energy,
That's right.
right? But he coming from the golden heart, expressed as the golden child, became the golden master,
Okay.
right? There's no way Shonuff could beat him if he realized who he is, because Shonuff is just an expression of your lower passions that was brought about by fear. So they're not really stronger than you, especially when you operating from love. That's how
Right.
you crush your ego. But you don't really want to crush it. You want to purify it. You want to take all of the shit that the world told to hold it back out the way and put what you want there.
Yeah.
And then you use it to your advantage. Method acting. You become the person that you said you is. You said you Harry Houdini, motherfucker. You can't escape shit.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So the perception and the understanding is different from when it comes time to apply the discipline. Don't nobody want to do that part. That's the hard part,
Man, telling you. I'm
right?
telling you.
To say, okay, these people that gave me 16 years, I'm gonna read everything they got.
That's right.
Why? I ain't got nothing but time and opportunity. And it ain't a whole lot I got in common with them dudes on the yard.
Right.
But I ain't no better than them. I'm just gonna use my time differently. Right?
Yeah.
So read the whole library. Read the last book in the library, they send you to a different prison to read a new library.
That's right. Right. Right.
You know?
That's what
So
Malcolm X was doing when Elijah Muhammad, when he met that dude in prison, he started him reading books. He started him with the dictionary first.
yeah, that's sensationalized by Spike Lee. That's not what he said in the book.
Okay. Go ahead. We'll go with the real story. Let me hear it.
Oh, in the book, he wasn't into all that until his brother Reggie brought him the message of the messenger.
Okay, all right.
When his brother started telling him stuff, and then he started to investigate the stuff his brother was telling him that made him change his views.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Malcolm began to understand from a higher perspective.
Mm.
Right? In the movie, he make it look like Malcolm got converted by the guy named Bibby in the joint.
Yeah.
That ain't true. At least not true to the book that he was supposed to be writing the story from. It was a guy in the joint that he was in awe of that was the master of the debate team.
Mm.
But nowhere in the book was this dude teaching him like that. That's an embellishment by Spike Lee.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
He had his own man, and he just questioned shit naturally,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when he had the debate in the debate class, because now he's in the debate class, he's learning the skills,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's how he ended up having the conversation with the clergy,
Okay, go ahead.
you know. But all this is coming to self-awareness, right? Elijah
Mhm.
Muhammad don't teach you nothing but how to trust in what you sensing in your higher senses.
Okay.
He called him a radio head, right? That's what
Yep.
Elijah called us, radio head, because you hear stuff coming in your head and it's coming on a frequency. You just got to tune into it.
Go ahead.
You can tune in to all of them because they're just right there in the moon projecting themselves onto the earth. Let's see if we're going to figure it out. Holographic imagery, right? We didn't been here before. We didn't did it before. Wasn't as bad,
Mhm.
but it wasn't as fun either.
Mhm.
See, you gotta keep in mind, if you always been on the top, you don't know what it feel like unless you get on the bottom.
That's right.
So you can't get on the bottom in the free will universe unless you agree to be there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now they can make you agree by trickery, but if you fall for the bait, then you fall for the trap.
Mhm.
The trap is to trick you into trapping yourself in your own fears. That's why all great fields of knowledge is by a barrier of fear do you run into when you get there. Oh,
Mhm.
don't study
Mhm.
that, man. That stuff will drive you mad. Right? They tell you
Yeah,
that
that's
when you
I
study the
like that.
Kabbalah. They
Mhm.
don't go down there messing with them Masons, man. They'll drive you crazy, man. They do that voodoo on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't even know nothing about masonry.
Facts.
But
Facts.
they telling you and I'll give you all of the advice on what to avoid, but these are the only ones making upward progress in your community.
Right? Get them,
But you
bro.
don't see that.
Get them, bro.
Right? So
Yeah.
now we got us scared of everybody making progress. Where that's going to leave us? Regressed. It's going to leave us atrophied at the back of the bus till we figure out that they've been running our whole life with the fear mechanics.
Go ahead.
Everything they did to enforce their domination has been using keeping us in the perpetual state of fear.
Mhm. Mhm.
Once you break past the fear, they can't control you no more. Only you can control you. And now you know how to be part of a collective and you know how to move as an individual. You've mastered yourself.
Yeah, they try to get us with they use things like starvation, death, starving people, but if you a fast, people go 40 days. Dr. Sebi went like a whole bunch of days without eating,
Man,
90
I
days
did
without
all kind of fast. The longest one I did was about 60 days.
eating. Dang, you that's discipline right there. They take discipline.
Man, if you look at when I first came, how my face was all drawn
Man,
up.
you was skinny, bro. I'm telling you. I got
Yeah, that was from all that fasting I was doing.
yeah, you was no fat. You want no
I
fat.
was doing fast back to back, a 3-day fast. I eat for a couple days, take a 7-day fast, eat for a couple days, 14-day fast, eat for a couple days.
Mhm. That's the longest I ever did.
Then
40 days.
finally I got to the point where I was done fasting. I had achieved what I was trying to accomplish using that control of self as the mechanism to control myself.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because by right, I'm supposed to be the went on a mad rampage and tore this motherfucker up from coast to coast.
Yeah, ape shit.
Right. But when I get the discipline, I could see an advantage to following the script. We almost at the end gate. Ain't no sense of bucking the motherfucking order when you can use the order to take over.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Right. Right.
Chess,
Right. That's
not
right.
checkers. Right. So you don't want to tear it all down if you can utilize some of it to make your rebuild easier. That's why I say we got to catch the government before it totally collapses and start to rebuild a new government. But people not understanding that concept yet.
I feel you on that.
The government got to fall to the point where the people can't deny it no more before they would even consider rebuilding a new government.
That's sad.
Right. And then when you tell them start at your local government, because that's where you got your greatest control, right? They still don't get it. Right. There's certain people that's going to always be the mayor, whether they're in office or not. That's a chief.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that chief, they gonna always, the mayor gonna tell you, gonna tell you to do something, and they gonna go ask the chief. You can't help it. It's the
Yep.
nature of the people.
Yep.
So when you understand the nature of the people, you adapt and you adjust. There's chiefs all over the land about to reestablish their jurisdiction,
That's right.
but the people got to be cohesive as a unit enough to understand how they was using the divide and conquer mechanisms to turn the tribes of the earth against each other. You know, because some of them might have a little bit more Anunnaki blood than others, they look down on.
Yeah, right.
I'm more God than you. Well, how much God do it take to be God?
One
And if
drop.
you God, look, and if you God, how much God do you have?
Yeah,
How
right.
much God are you? If
Yeah,
you got, you either half a God or you're not. Demigod, what is you?
that's right.
Right? So when you understand that the force that is, when it's activated mitochondrial, this is what makes this 12, 11-year-old boy a grandmaster.
And chess.
Yeah. He got the discipline already. And then he got the structure and the love of his parents to make him want to be better at what he's doing.
That's fire, Rod.
That's why they want to break our families up.
That's fire.
The father is the motivator. Whenever you upgrade yourself, your kids gonna upgrade themselves. They can't help it. They seen their daddy do it. They got to do it when they get a certain age. They know they got to do a certain thing.
Mhm.
But we don't know this. And they try to erase it out of our culture. But when you watch great men, you find that a lot of them lived and died around the same age because we didn't know they had to stop them at certain ages before they allowed them to continue on and take over.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right. So when you looking at Malcolm and Martin, they both 39.
Wow. Go ahead.
I think Noble Drew Ali was 39.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Marcus Garvey was 53. Elijah was 63. He was 10 years past their order. That means he had set up a good system they couldn't penetrate.
They couldn't touch him. The done.
But he knew he was infiltrated because Malcolm told him.
Yep.
Because Malcolm knew who they was because the police had thoroughly infiltrated the Nation of Islam. He told them in the public. And that's why they always assumed that certain people was in on it until they find out that it was exactly who Malcolm said it was. It was the police and the FBI.
Yep. That's right.
That's who he said it was the whole time. How did Elijah know he was infiltrated? And what did the motherfuckers that infiltrated look like?
He's like us.
So you got to know there can't be no pale face behind it.
Yeah.
And the same thing apply to Marcus Garvey. The same thing apply to Patrice Lumumba, Stephen Biko, Nelson Mandela, Jomo Kenyatta, and the Mau Mau. Everybody is being betrayed by somebody that looked like us. So then the elders left the message for posterity: get rid of the enemy within,
Right.
and you won't have to fear the enemy without. What they mean by that?
Go
Why they
ahead.
leave that for us? So this is how you speak to the future. They call that hedging your bets. Because some of us believe our elders better than we believe this current system,
That's right.
right? So now you get to the Nuwabian part of the UNIA. Because Malachi wrote everything from a family book to a constitution
Right.
to multiple fields of study in the degrees of Mohammedanism, Christism, degrees of Mosesism, right?
Right.
Answering the 360 questions for a Muslim, the 360 questions for a Christian, and the
Hebrew.
360 question for a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right. Right.
right? So if he know the answers to the questions, why they don't know 'em?
That's a good question.
It ain't that they don't know them; it's that they are under a selective ideology that was predicated upon the false teaching.
Okay, go ahead.
And by accepting the reality that you've been deceived, now you got to accept that reality and you have to deal with it to improve yourself in that regard. That's called learning to protect yourself from evil,
Right.
insulate yourself from false teachings,
Right. Right.
right? That means anything that's rooted in fear, that you need to study that without fear,
Right. Right. Right.
right? So Noble Drew Ali say, I'm gonna make the European tell you the truth.
Yep.
So then next thing you know, you got an onrush of European thinkers in the sciences and in the churches.
Whistleblowers.
You got Mary Baker Eddy, right? You got Madame Blavatsky.
Right.
You got Manly P. Hall, right? You got Aleister Crowley, Franz Bardone, and they all carrying heavyweight information. You got Rudolf Steiner, Israel Regardie, and they dropping it heavy. But you know we ain't paying no attention because you want to have something from a nigga, put it in the book, right?
That's how you got to do. That's what they say.
So if your elders make them tell you the truth, how you gonna know the truth if you don't go where they put it? In the library, where they bury their lives.
That's right.
The truth there, but you got to go dig that shit out,
That's right.
right? So now we learn that they play word games, they play board games, mind games, political games, assassination games, war games. These are the games of the gods played out on one board in the galactic chess.
Go ahead.
But you play it like you're playing it in a hologram.
Mm-hmm.
You put your headphones on and you get absorbed in the game so much that you lose track to the reality that you just playing the game. The game of the gods. You don't
Right.
ever control it as long as you be a victim to it. It's right in the rules. The victim can never be the controller of the fate of others until he becomes the victimizer. And the only reason why the victim becomes the victimizer is to overthrow oppression. He victimized those who victimize his people.
Right.
Right. So the keys to magic is the keys
You
to
going in.
unconditional love, control of the self, and the discipline to become what you will. Then the part that you want to develop, study it. Study the mythology, the fiction, the non-fiction. If it's science is on it, study it. Because the more you understand it, the more you can control it. As you practice it, the stronger you get in the function. You can make the chi accumulate in your hand to be hot or cold.
Right. Go ahead.
But if you don't understand the usage of it and you don't practice, you ain't gonna be good at nothing. And the practice is doing it until your subconscious have it locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Muscle memory, subconscious memory. Repetition until you absorb it. The same with hypnosis. You got to go through a repetition in order to get put in hypnosis.
That's right.
And you got to be in a alpha wave state, theta wave state to absorb information. So you got to understand the states of mind. How do you facilitate that state of mind and then practice?
Go ahead.
That's
Keep
the
saying.
hard part because nobody got no discipline no more.
It's one of the best tapes we dropped, bro. I'm telling you. This right here, I love this information you give me right now. I needed this. I needed this information for the cheat because that's what I'm studying right now. Just harnessing this the air, harnessing the energy because all the energy is in the air. The power is in the air, in the breathing. And
Mhm.
we've been talking about that for the longest. And just breathing and absorbing Like when you notice when niggas when you make somebody mad or they finna get ready to fight or anything, they always take in some air first.
Yep, deep breath.
Or the cool off, even the cool off or the calm down, they say. Or even when you get hit, like you hit a bone, hit a funny bone or something, you go take in some air, baby. Ooh, oh, that shit hurt. You know what I'm saying?
So that's the science of breath.
Yeah.
That's a book. Because practicing different breathing techniques give you control of different bodily functions.
Huh? Pain, you can control pain through breathing. You can control pain
Yeah.
through breathing. Mm-hmm.
So the more you understand the breath, that's spirit.
Yep. Yep.
Spiritus mean the breath,
Go ahead.
right? That's the word spirit. Spiritus. It's Latin, right? I mean the breath. The function of the breath is to facilitate the oxidization of the materials that you use as a waste product.
Uh-huh.
When
Uh-huh.
they oxidize, that's when the body starts to burn.
Uh-huh.
The burning is the sensation of the conversion of all of that stuff into some usable substance for your mitochondria to power your DNA.
That's right. That's right. Go in.
If you go to the mitochondria, you'll find that in the mitochondria is the matrix. And when you unravel this secret, as we just went through it, you unraveling the keys and the source of the matrix.
That's
So
right.
when they tell you that God is a man and you tell them God is a woman, now they'll understand it a little better.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
X-Men Academy.
Uh-huh. Right. And that's what I was gonna tell you too. Like when women having a baby, they say breathe. Go on, when they're having the baby out, they say take some deep breaths, relax.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's gotta that I think the beginning of the chi is discipline. It's discipline, like you said, then harnessing the air energy. It's something doing with the air, how they gather in that power because the electricity, all that work with the air. So it's get the
Yeah,
air. Yep, yep.
yeah. That's what you're using for Prime Creator to relay the information to your mitochondria. You gotta remember, if you study epigenetics, you know that we projecting into ourselves from somewhere else. And if we projected into ourselves from somewhere else, that means we got to be in a remote location where we not in this form,
Hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
right? And we being projected, the inner workings of the mechanism is telling us that the self is projected through the mitochondrial and it's reading his book of life off the DNA.
Okay, go
The
ahead.
DNA is giving you your instructions of why you came here and how you need to move in order to get your job done. Genetic memory.
Hey, that's what hey, we're gonna take some questions and answers. We at 2 hours. This is what we're gonna say. It's the first hey, y'all drop y'all question and answers in the chat for Rod. I want to ask you this, Rod. Like, so we
Mm-hmm.
got our babies, right? We got these babies that's advanced. I'm telling you, my baby is advanced. How do I start? Do I start training them like you were showing in this tape? Like start blindfolding them, make them catch a ball, make them do this stuff, make them read, doing like just like
You
it's they could call it a
gotta
handicap.
know,
Go ahead.
yeah. So you need to understand what the mind doing.
Okay.
If you understand what the mind doing, then you can instruct them better.
Okay.
Like I don't give a cookie cutter for everybody because every child is different in how they need to be taught.
Okay.
But it's some things that you can teach them, no matter what their learning style, that'll help them grasp and translate information quicker.
Yeah.
As soon as possible, we need to teach our children speed reading.
Yep. You was talking about that.
As soon as possible. Soon as they got the phonics, they got a program I like. I ordered them and I end up having to cancel my payments on them because their business practices didn't match their product. Their product is excellent, but their business anyway. The IQ reading program, right?
Uh huh.
It uses what look like video games to train the eye to perceive faster.
Okay. Okay.
Now, there's a couple of side effects come with learning speed reading. One, that it broadens your peripheral vision,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
which means it allows you to see a larger spectrum on the light spectrum than you normally would see.
Uh-huh.
You also pick up information faster. It was a movie, a series just come on USA. This dude, his father was a cop,
Uh-huh.
and his father was teaching them at an early age how to pay attention to detail.
Uh-huh.
Psych, that's the name of it. His father trained him how to pay such close attention to detail until his mind began to register details without having to really look for them.
Yeah, but I just automatic.
Right. Because it was redundantly taught and embedded in him at an early age.
Uh-huh.
You all remember the Jackson Fives used to get out of school and rehearse till it was bedtime.
That's facts. Go ahead. I was gonna say that. Go ahead. The
You
five.
know, look at Beyonce Knowles.
That's right.
They can say what they want about her, but if you look at how hard she been training from a child,
That's right.
right? She can only be what she is because she trained herself to be that.
Yes.
If her self confidence match her skill development, she has to reach that level.
That's right, bro.
That's just the law of nature.
Tiger Woods. Same thing.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
Same with Tiger Woods.
Yep.
Same with the Venus and Serena, whether they whatever them people say they is or not.
Yep.
But the thing is, you can't take away that all of their childhood they practiced.
That's right.
And they became good at a faster pace than the average child.
Right.
And then they took over.
That's right.
It is what it is.
God. Yeah, so you got people like, and then like you know, like the people that start out like Mayweather. Mayweather was doing it when he says he was a kid. His
Yep.
dad. So now he the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, yeah.
They
So
mentioned Kobe. Yep. LeBron too.
yeah, yeah.
LeBron was playing with NBA players, and at a young age, they used to come into his town to play with him.
That's right. That's right. Kobe too. Kobe. Yep. So a lot of these cats that's come great. A lot of them, you know, some people like if Michael Jordan, he rare. He said like I think he started playing in the 12th grade or something like that. Yeah, he rare. You know what I'm saying? He became the GOAT. He rare, but like you got some people they never even tap into their potential till later on in their life. They figure out they could have been the GOAT. Oh damn,
Call
I
them late
was all
bloomers.
the time. Yeah, late bloomers. Go ahead.
Yeah. So some of us go through hard life to be the best elders. All we doing is training to be in the position we truly want to be in. So if I go through life and I learn how to kick ass, take names, get rich, and play games, now I know everything I need to know to have fun with my family when I get old.
Mhm.
So once we get to the point where we can become the elders, now we can enjoy our family the best.
Right. That's right.
Right. So that's where I'm at. That's why I'm a late bloomer. I could have did this shit when I was 8 and told these people that there's some strangers on the land, but I couldn't tell them exactly where they was at.
Yeah, they probably would have took you out right then, bro, like they did Lil Chief, Lil Horn. What his name is?
Yeah, talking about Emmett.
Yeah, Lil Emmett. They would have took you out like Emmett. Emmett might have said something. They heard him, and they said, "Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, man, I know exactly what happened, man. When I'm reading the story, I'm like, this is a repeat.
Yep.
That's Chief Littlehorn.
Yep.
He would have had this motherfucker turned upside down righteously, right? So imagine you merge Malcolm and Martin together all in one person. This is what he would have grew up to be because people would have responded to him like that.
They seen him.
His thing was whistling the war cry. In the South, it's called Whistling Dixie. It became that during the Civil War, but it's an old tribal war cry. Some of them use a little flute made out of wood.
Okay.
But some of them just learn to whistle with their mouth.
Okay.
Chief Littlehorn, if he come back, he gonna always be a whistler.
Uh-huh.
And his whistling gonna make him famous all over the land, and he gonna be able to use that as the cover story, like E40, to join the Chiefs behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So while you using your art to get you into places, you're using the places that your art take you to make your connections. Right? So we got different levels, and we got to start tapping back into the old structure and the old ways in order to remember who we is. So that's the keys to the sorcery on the land, that natural magic. Y'all done went out somewhere. Go ahead, talk to the kid. Y'all got any questions? Y'all type in there. No questions. I'm looking to see if y'all got any more questions, because you got any more questions, Elder?
Hey, Rod, I'm waiting on him right now, Rod. Yeah. Rod cracked heads and twist caps on this one. This right here, one of the best ones. This one of the we got a lot of tapes, Rod. This one right here is one of the top ones, Rod. This is hot. I like this. I like this tape. Yeah, this was a good one because this right here taught us some the next level information. It says, "Do looking in the mirror mess with your self or esteem? Does looking in the mirror mess with your self esteem?"
It's the
Somebody said.
conversation you having with the person you see in the mirror, whether you use it to tear you down or build you up. You can't never allow nobody to convince you to tear you down. Always build yourself up first, because that's going to make your real tribe come to help you build you. When they see you doing the self work, when they see you doing the self work, then they gonna come and help you work at the other stuff that complements that. So if you building yourself to be the king, by the time you get done building yourself into king status, you got a kingdom under you.
Somebody said, "How do they find the chief on the land in the Philippines?"
The Philippines is matriarchal. They looking for a big mama.
You already pointed that out on the 007 tape. I think you showed the big mama for that area in the 007 tape. Yeah, go check out that 007 tape, Mission Goldfinger, when Raw was pointing out the different matriarchs that were controlling the land in Asia. The one in Asia, he showed that lady that was connected with Mother Khadijah and what it was Farrakhan's wife and Elijah Muhammad's wife, and there was a couple more ladies that he
Oh, that was
showed.
Imelda Marcos. She's not here no more.
Okay, they took her out.
Yeah.
Wow. It says what you think about geometrics? Geometrics? Geometric? A question. Not related to the subject, but
Can you post the question up? Because I can't see it.
Yeah. Okay, go right here. We got a $5 shout out Carlos, man. Shout out Carlos. Not related to the subject, but can Chief talk about the Burkhardi? Man, I can't even say what the hell it's a certain tribe. Borcarda. Boric. Borica.
Oh,
Borica.
those are Puerto Ricans.
Okay, all right. Oh, Borica. Okay, all right. Puerto Ricans from the like our Latino light skinned brothers.
Yeah, so Puerto Rico was annexed by the conquistadors. The conquistadors is using You see Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Puerto Rico was an island where the thieves was keeping their stash at before they moved it back to Europe,
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
right?
Yeah.
So they built military outposts, Spanish outposts on all corners of the island, and fought the natives to the center of the island, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once they finally, once French lost, they moved they wealth. Now they moved their wealth back to Europe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Spanish
Mm-hmm.
did. This
Yeah.
is when they set up. They're getting ready to set up Switzerland now in the banks,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now the natives eventually fight the conquistadors to a stalemate on the island.
Okay.
Some
Mm-hmm.
of them stayed and corrupted the priesthood to the day, but most of the priests there are back to the old ways, know who the ones that don't belong there and that's using the priesthood to exploit the people. That's the only way you know the difference. When you're looking at the priesthood, the ones begging for money, exploiting people, offering them to do conjures, that's not what a priest do.
Yeah.
That's all kind artist shit.
And we got another one. Skyfi. Shout out Sister Skyfi. For the super chat. It says Rod, what's up with the month of May? They said something big's supposed to happen in the month of May. May Day.
Well, what this you can't say what's gonna happen. You can look at the stellar alignments. And according to the stellar alignments, the energy that's coming to the earth, and something should happen according to that energy. But you can't never say exactly what it is without a past frame of reference that lays over the future. That's why they say look back to see the future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's the alignments. If you don't have a similar alignment to the event, you won't have a comparative analysis to figure out what the event gonna be.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Somebody said Rod. That boy Rod cracked heads on this one. It says, what about those whose mother abandoned them or had a toxic relationship with their sons? How do the sons receive the mitochondrial energy? I guess he was trying to say.
The female he get with
Okay.
is going to come in to clean up his mother's generational curses. He got to be perceptive enough to know she there, or he gonna miss her.
Okay. That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, that
Big Mama
bully.
always sends somebody to
Mhm.
reground your mitochondria. You can't be on the land unrestricted mitochondria wise from the sisters. You always gonna have a relative or somebody that's gonna be partial or that's gonna take on the responsibility of honoring the mother role in your life. That's just to keep you from dying early.
Yep. 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 Hey, Sunrise Murdoch built the Stargate. Well, at least it was Murdoch and Ningazita. They was the ones that was working on it. And but Enlil and them got mad and bombed them. I'm gonna break that down on the next tape I'm about to put out on Anarchy 13.
Look, this is where the atomic bombs drop. The
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mediterranean was the planet splitter. That was the Gandiva.
Go ahead.
That was the flat desert
Yeah.
scape before the Gandiva.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, once it backfilled from the Atlantic, from the Mediterranean, it started to flood into the underworld. It started flooding.
Uh-huh.
So they blew Mount Vesuvius to plug in and patch up the hole.
Uh-huh. That's right. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, now the other atomic bombs, the later war, atomic war, two of them hit Africa. One hit in the west coast of Africa,
Uh-huh.
and another one hit in the middle of the Sahara Desert. And you have what's called meteor glass as the side effect. With
Uh-huh.
the same shit they found in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they found it, but it's thousands of years old in Africa,
Okay.
right? And they make green glass jewelry out of it.
That's
Then you
tight.
had one here in northern India, right? And you had one here in China.
Okay. Okay. Hey, bro, we got another one. It says, shout out Margaret. It says, how can I bring back supernatural psychic energy faster? My supernatural psychic energy faster.
You have to. We already went over that.
Yeah, I
You
think
have to
yeah,
watch this
you
all over, Buck. We already went over that.
yeah,
The
you sure
goal
did.
is you tapping into how you translate energy or communicate to your higher self. How do you translate what your God self is telling your mortal self? If you don't create your own codex, your grimoire for how you communicate, you won't have a clear set lines of communication to practice with. So you got to establish the type of communication you're going to have. Then we got to know how to perceive the answer when it comes, and then you can translate it into English for everybody else who you need to get the message to. But if you don't never learn how to communicate with your higher self, you won't even never find out what your psychic ability is.
Hey, the chick that want to send Rod the stack, man, that's the right cash app with the SIK capital APE. Not the because they trying to scam Rod too. I got the right one in the pen. So if you want to do bless the brother Rod, for the lady that asked. So yeah, we gonna appreciate that. What else I was gonna say? Yeah, so that's the right one, man. And keep in mind, if you're gonna show me some love, don't put the S, Young Elder without the S, because it's these Africans, man. These Africans, I'm telling you, man. Africans. Yeah, man. These Africans, they got they main thing is to scam Americans. They think Americans slow, but you know what it is? They don't got nothing else better to do. That's they hustle. Now they got internet in Africa. Now they using the internet to scam Americans, man, and anybody other people around the country. And it ain't just Africans. It's Hindus and Africans that's fucking scamming people. Not all the Hindus are scamming. I'm not calling all of them as a
And
race. It's a
listen,
specific group of them. Go ahead.
if you think about it, they using inflation to strangle us out economically.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, they level of poverty is so much worse than ours in most of the country.
Right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So they want out of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't condone it, but I understand it. I feel their pain.
Yeah. Yeah. On some American for 10,000 miles away, they ain't gonna hurt. They don't give a damn. They gonna see they got all kind of hustles over there, and it might not even be an African man. I just think it was an African because how the dude that sent me the message, but it could be somebody that don't like me, and I got a couple ideas. They got one of their goons to set that up so they can steal my money. I know what I think I got an idea of who this nigga is.
There's always some shiesty shit somewhere. That's
Man,
part of the
tell
game, though.
yeah, it is. It is. It
You
is.
know. So now you got your friends and your enemies getting rich on your name.
Yeah, yeah.
That means you a bad motherfucker. You productive
Oh yeah,
because they
yeah, yeah,
producing off you
yeah. They saying,
and
man,
ain't
Young
giving you
Elder.
no kickback.
No, yeah, he gave me a kickback. He gave me if he got 10,000, say he got 5,000, he gave me 1%. He gave sent me $50. He said, man, I'm making so much money off you online. Cause he got my picture and he used my picture and my name. He said, I made so much money off you. I just wanted to send you $50 to show you my appreciation. I
Oh
said,
man,
what
that's
the
some
hell?
antagonism right there.
Man, I said, oh yeah, these niggas must know me. It got to be somebody that know me, man. They want to fuck. They want to get at me. So man, so yeah, if you see that young elder with the S on the end that's using my picture and everything, that's a scam, bro. And it's even one that's doing similar to Raw that ain't his cash app. So we got the right cash app in the links right now. It's the capital SIK, capital APE. So it's another dude that he probably got an S at the end to scam off of Raw shit. I'm telling you, man, it's some niggas out here, bro. These niggas watch. They know Raw hot. They know we hot in the game, and they say, "Oh man, these niggas, we could get a kickback off of these guys. We could get an overflow. These guys' cups overflowing. We could get the shit that fall off the crumbs. The dogs can get the crumbs off the master table, man. That's the damn fucking game right there, bro. And it's we Africans. Africans think we slow as hell, bro. I'm telling you.
No, they don't. You know what
Go
they
ahead.
think? They
Go
think that
ahead.
we are the type that squander more than we should.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because they look at us and how we neglect to pool our resources and block external forces from ruling over us.
Uh-huh.
By doing that, they looking at us like, shit, if y'all gonna just give money away so freely, I might as well get some of that free
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. That's what they doing to us. That's what they doing to us. They like, man, Rod, you cracked heads on this one though. This was like I say, we did a lot of tapes. We got like probably over 150 hours worth of tapes. Man, this right here was a good one. This right here was one of my top ones right here, bro. With it, because I'm into this the Mortal Kombat type, the what you call that dude? Not Cage, Johnny Cage, the dude that be doing the fire. Liu Kang. Yeah, Liu Kang. I'm into that type of, you know, that breathing and just like Bruce, like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna forgot to ask you, Raw, about Bruce Lee. So you was telling me about Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee was a bad dude. Now there's some dudes out there that I heard of that were dark skinned brothers, Nubian brothers that were badder than Bruce Lee, but they never got the exposure as Bruce Lee. Yeah, but Bruce Lee, you said that he got set up on his murder or something. It was big, something dealing with it
He
with the
got
Shaolin
extracted
Temple.
by he
Yeah,
got
go ahead.
extracted by the Shaolin masters. So it's layers. We were looking at Tai Chi earlier, right?
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, that's the artistic form of martial arts. All of that we see is the artistic form.
yeah,
And in the martial arts, every artistic form has practical fight application for the combat student.
uh-huh,
What
uh-huh.
don't matter what field of combat you come from, you know when you see the dance how to use certain moves in actual combat if you understand combat,
Okay.
right? Like even the Aikido that Steven Seagal was using when he was a youngster,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
That's a ballet. That's a ballet.
Okay.
That doesn't work if he's in catch as catch can wrestling and they hitting him in them joints.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The style of martial art is not a true combat sport, right? But
Mhm.
now behind all of that, there is a combat group, a group of masters that train their body where they can use their chi to fight you and not
Uh-huh,
to touch you,
uh-huh. Yeah, that's right.
right?
So the
They
yeah,
got masters who can hit you with a ball of fire from across the room,
yeah. Mhm.
right? But they are all um, held back, right? They can't be exposed to the public until the Earthborn reclaim the Earth, and all the masters come out and hide,
Right. That's right.
right? Because the nature of the conflict was spiritual warfare,
Mhm,
right? Being
mhm,
fought in the public domain in front of everybody's face behind their back,
mhm, mhm.
right? So Bruce Lee come out and Jeet Kune Do is teaching you how to see the combat element in every
Uh-huh,
martial art.
uh-huh.
So they say he was teaching the guy G, and they were supposed to develop their own martial art.
Okay. Their own style from what he like the basics that he taught them
No, he wasn't supposed to teach them. They were supposed to develop their own.
based on they what they is.
Yeah. So now when you look from his training, they did use his techniques to develop their own martial art.
Uh-huh.
Now he spilt over secrets into the open. He have to go into seclusion,
Yeah. Okay.
but he can't have people come looking for him.
So fake is death.
Right.
Yeah.
So take him off the scene. Right. Allow him to be seen long enough to get the message out. So now, when we look at combat sports, judo produced the Gracies
Uh-huh. That's
in
right.
Brazil.
Royce Gracie. Yeah.
This is all the influence of Bruce Lee opening the floodgates to study Eastern martial arts.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay. Then you have the Israeli Secret Service. They developed something called Krav Maga,
Okay. Go ahead.
right?
Yeah.
These all form together, flow into something called mixed martial art.
Go ahead.
All disciplines funnel to the mixed martial arts arena,
MMA. Uh-huh.
right? So it's all science.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Then all of that is a side effect of Bruce Lee popularizing the martial art,
That's right.
right? Some of the best movies now got martial arts, but when you go back to movies from the 50s and the 60s, they was just good ass acting. Now they got good ass kicking,
Yeah. Yeah. Good ass kicking. Right. Yeah. I feel you.
right? So
Yeah.
you see the influence one man can have on the global culture
That's right.
in a short period of time by using those same principles of magic that we talked about throughout this video. He's a living example of that,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And then he was able to leave a legacy of champions behind him, people that actually was in the fight game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, people that trained with him who became notorious ass kickers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
now
right.
you got different styles of fighting, and they do different stuff
Yeah.
based on the enemy you combating with. Sometimes you got to be creative, and sometimes you just got to hit them straight in the jaw.
Yeah.
So when you understand the sciences of the art, and then you start to put it all together, it start to make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Major Payne said, he said, I'm gonna put this foot right side there. He said, oh, you think I'm joking? And nigga said, start moving his feet. Then he chopped him in the throat. He went down. He said, you thought you was gonna hit me, kick me. He said, calling me a liar. Boom, kick that nigga, man. I said, oh yeah.
Hey, you
He
know
said,
that's
so
a
yeah,
parody of Billy Jack.
go ahead. Go ahead. Ain't no
Billy Jack
shit.
was a half breed,
Okay.
and they caught Billy Jack in the field. And this is one of my favorite movies when I was little, Billy Jack.
What's up?
But they caught him in the field, and he told the man, he said, I'm gonna take this foot, whop you on that side of your face, and then the damn thing you're gonna be able to do about it. And then he did that shit, man. We thought that was the dopest.
Total nigga what he gonna do, did it to him. That's funny.
Yeah, but Billy Jack was about a native that was half pale face.
Oh yeah, I might check that out.
Ah man, you ain't never seen Billy Jack?
Oh man, and I watch it. That's my favorite type of movie.
That's a cult
Cowboy
classic.
westerns. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I
Man,
like
I can watch Billy
Puppy the
Jack
Prince.
all day long.
You ever
I
seen
can watch
Bugsy
it
the
on
Preacher?
repeat.
You ever seen Bugsy
So
the Preacher?
he had set his tribe up
Okay,
on
go
the
ahead.
reservation, and he became the chief by default. In the
Okay,
process of this, his duties is to protect everybody on the reservation. And
okay,
in the meantime, you got these townspeople moving in with their unruly teenagers that's raising hell on the plantation. I mean, on the reservation,
okay,
and harassing the kids when they come to town for ice cream and shit.
okay.
Right. So then when they finally go too far, he do what he do. Now they want to arrest him and put him in prison. 110 soldier.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's fire, man. I'm gonna check that movie out. 'Cause I like I say I collect cowboy movies. I got just about every cowboy picture you can think of, man. 310,
It's actually, it don't take place in cowboy days. It take place in like the 70s.
Okay, like yeah, just recently then, like maybe
Yeah,
30,
so it's
40 years
supposed
ago.
to be going on in like Arizona in the 70s or the 60s.
What? I might check that
The
out.
flower child generation, the love and
Oh yeah,
peace era.
yeah. The
Right?
hip.
He come back
Yeah.
from, I think, Vietnam War.
Okay. Okay.
And he the default chief.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you do what chiefs do when you violate the community, now they want to bring you in the army and take him in.
Yeah.
Literally bring you in the army.
Damn. Damn. Hey man, we're gonna take about 2 more questions. Then we're gonna let my brother Rod get him some rest, man. He cracked heads at Twist Couch. You know, Rod never let us down, man. That nigga like guaranteed. He like guaranteed on your money back. My nigga, I'm tell it. I'm tell that nigga USC. That nigga Rod Hayes USDA approved, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? He USDA approved, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to like the find yeah, Chief Big Mac, baby. You know what I'm saying? Chief Pontiac. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I found out too, Rod. What you know? That's what I was gonna ask you. I found out that the in the Anarchies they had came over here with a Great Lake set, and they said that's why somebody said the Denver Nuggets. That's why they call like the doing in Denver and Colorado. They said that the mountains it was just nuggets laying on the ground over here, and that these
Man, listen.
go ahead.
The people on this land and we didn't take gold like that. Gold, we was in tune with nature.
Right, go ahead.
Gold was just another rock to us.
That's why I was just laying on the ground.
That's why we failed to find gold anywhere.
Yeah, that's
We
crazy.
don't hold material like that value on things until somebody else come over here to exploit us for it and use it for value. Then now it becomes the new standard of value.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
lot of people don't know, but at one time the most important thing to harvest was cowrie shells.
Wow.
Cowrie shells was the currency.
Wow.
He who had the most cowrie shells was the richest man on earth.
Damn. That's crazy.
They ain't worth a damn now.
That's crazy. Like I say, I think a penny, I think the way this going, man, a penny gonna be worth more than a dollar because a penny is real copper and a dollar is just paper. Like this a penny is
Penny not
real
real copper.
well not the
You
new
better check
pennies,
that.
right? The new pennies, right? The
Ain't
old
none of
pennies.
this new stuff real. All of this is facsimile.
Hey, what year would you have to go back to get a real copper penny? What year does they start making those like
Well,
60s?
they will still make them in batches.
Okay.
Um, and they normally try to keep them and to do business among themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
some of them trickle out into the mainstream, and you'll find one here and there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I noticed that. Noticed that. I think it's like somebody was telling me like 1967. That's when you for sure.
There was a time when where all of the coins was minted with what they were supposed to be,
Yeah, yeah,
right? So 100 pieces of copper used to equal 1 piece of gold,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And 2 pieces of silver used to equal 1 piece of gold,
yeah, yeah,
right? And I think it was 5 pieces of nickel used to equal a half a piece of gold or something like that.
yeah. Well, that's
These all became currency denominations under the U.S. Mint because now they want to control whose face is on the currency.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Back then, there was no face on the currency. Some people did it for decorative purposes for their family bank,
mm-hmm.
like in John Wick.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
they're looking at the gold coins, some people had their coins minted, with the tribal totem, like you had the buffalo nickel.
uh-huh, uh-huh,
The buffalo was the total of the Buffalo clan. Woolly haired, muscle bound big niggas.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Angel
Go
Bay and
ahead.
them.
Go ahead.
The Tatanka,
A real
the big bulls, right? Big Mama called them in case of emergency.
yeah, yeah,
And they trampled the whole land. That's why they had to kill all the bison. And that was the symbolic of killing us too.
uh-huh, Uh-huh. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Oh yeah, somebody else asked me to ask you this before I forget. They said, "What's the connection between?" Because they say they want Dion. One they say Dion Sanders, one of the chiefs on the land. Now he graduated from the Seminole Indians in like Florida, right, for college. Then he went to several teams, but now he was at Jackson State, but now he's going to the Buffalo. They say, and people saying it sounds like an alchemical connection between for Dion going
He
to the Buffalo.
actually he actually said it was.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
And he actually said he was tying back into his roots
Okay, that's man.
and that this was taking him back to his people,
Dion knows something. Tell him.
right? Everybody think he talking about HBCUs, whatever the fuck they is,
Yeah,
but he talking about tribe, back
yeah,
to the land, back to his people, the
yeah.
totem. So if he fall under that totem and he move back to anywhere that's using that totem, it give him honor and distinction among his clan.
Man, that's fire. That's fire, Rod. That's fire. Because everybody was saying, yeah, I said Buffalo got to be a connection. Because Dion definitely a that damn Indian. That's for sure. He got the long nose. All of us got that nose. You got it. Like you could tell the Indians because they got this nose. That long. All
And
of us
that's
got
that. It's
that
called
that nose.
aquiline features.
Uh
That's
huh.
how they knew us when we went to help the Europeans get from under Moorish oppression. A lot of us don't know that.
What?
We landed in Ireland and we went into the Iberian Peninsula to help them motherfuckers fight because they had slaughtered all of the so-called chiefs in Ireland, the snakes,
Uh huh. Uh
the
huh.
ones who taught the sacred wisdom.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
we went to go investigate.
Fire.
And the ones of us that went was warriors. It's a record. It's not a secret.
Yeah, they know. They know. I'm gonna tell you, Rod. Man, I want to show you something. So I can show you. It's and I'm about to go ahead and do tapes on this. So I really wasn't gonna show nobody, but I'm gonna show you that not the stuff that Rod's saying about the dirty morals and all that. I found a doctor that verified every single thing that Rod is saying. Let me show you this. I want to show y'all this receipt before we get out. Hey, shout out to 12th Elder, man. Because the 12th Elder is one of my background research guys. And he listened to all our tapes with Rod. And he said, man, that stuff Rod is teaching, people think that he making it up. He ain't making none of this up. All right, so we got Dr. Dr. Carey is her name. All right, she put out these different pamphlets. Right, hold on, let me turn this background screen out real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so these books, she put out these little newspaper pamphlets, right? She got like 15 of them out, right? I'm gonna start teaching directly from these joints, right? But everything Rod Hayes is saying, now I'm gonna show you this. Look at this, Rod. Look at this. This is gonna blow your mind, Rod. It probably ain't gonna blow your mind, but this lady is is putting all the receipts. I don't know if she came out with this after we put this out. It seemed like that she came out. Hold on, let me tell you what
It
she.
might be a year in there it was published.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. March 2021. Watch this. Look at this. This lady she must have been listening to your video, bro. I'm telling you. Look at this. What it say right there. What she put in that book.
George Washington Challenge.
Look at it. It's all right there, Rod. She got the everything, all the receipts, everything you be talking about, Rod. She got the whole storyline in these books, word for word. I said, damn, this man, that nigga Rod, boy, the boys they sleeping Rod, bro. This lady is a doctor, and everything that Rod teaches about the dirty Moors and about who they are, where they come from, is in all these books, all these little magazines that this doctor put out. And this her right here on the back. You see her right there on the back. A Nubian sister. She looked like she looked like one of them ancient Egyptians.
She look like my big sister from a little bit I could see.
Yeah. This her right here. Hey, shout out 12th Elder, man. Marie Charles, Dr. Marie Charles. This lady has got word for word almost, Rod. I can literally go word for word in these books of your class. And And she put this out after you was talking about that, because some of these books that just recently came out like a couple months ago. So
Well,
I'm thinking,
I had a whole thing on the invasion from 2019.
that's what I'm saying. You show, yeah, I got receipts from 2019 from you off your page of this same information. So all the books she put out is here from 21 March 21st all the way up to now. And it's
Mm.
like word for word, like the classes that I say, oh shit, they even got like the links and everything. I was like, oh, these people must have been watching our show.
That's
Or either
sister contacted me on Instagram, had set up a Patreon, and this what she did. She took all my videos, and then
uh-huh,
when I be giving references,
uh-huh,
she found the PDFs and put them on there and everything, all of the
uh-huh,
receipts, stuff I was saying,
uh-huh.
pictures. She been putting it on there.
Man, they got every single fucking thing. It's like the receipts about how they was gonna come over, how they said they wasn't gonna know if they was from the where they was from, they forefathers, all that. She got look, wait, when I do the class on this, bro, when I do the class on these books, like I'm gonna have every single picture she got in here, and I'm gonna show you how she got it lined up, and it's the same thing that Rod. It's almost like, damn, this chick must have been listening to Rod, or there's some she working with the same energy. It's got to be some connection, because this right here shit is pretty much all your information and put into a book. It's like our classes, the classes that we've been teaching. It's like they put them into a book and printed them out, pretty much all these classes.
I like to give me a couple of them.
Yeah, yeah, you go. I got them off of I got them off of Amazon. Her name. You used to type in the books by Dr. Maria Charles. She got 15 different magazines, and it seemed like it was all our classes, word for word. I'm talking about not word for word, but it's like she got more information. Like what we were saying, she took that and then put more.
You gotta remember, everything I be saying is in the United Nubian Sacred Record of the Moors.
Okay, go ahead, go
By
ahead.
that's a lot of that information was dug up from the archives by Baba and
Mm-hmm.
his research team,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of this stuff would have been out in scrolls by now had they not took Baba off the land.
That's right. That's right.
Because this is when he was coming out with Let's Set the Record Straight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was putting it all out in the open then,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um,
She even
so
talking about the
she could have
flag here,
had her
bro.
own source of the information and still got the same information. I ain't telling nobody nothing new.
Now, what I'm
I'm
saying
just
is,
putting the pieces together in a different manner. And if she doing it, she probably from the same clans.
that's right, bro. What I'm saying is what you saying. You like people were saying Rod the only one. Nah, nigga, Rod ain't the only one saying this. This lady, Dr. Maria Charles, got 15 magazines. Seemed like she took them off our class. Well, I don't know for sure she did that, but the way it's worded, the way it's got all the, it's just like me and Rod did the research. She got them in there just like we looking at shit up online. She got piece by piece, like every section that we looked up, or the pictures, everything. And then she got more information to verify what you saying. So you got, hey man, you gotta, and these right here books cost a lot though. Some of them, one of them is thin, like $45 just for this little book. So like the little thin Joker, man. So yeah, it's like some of them like 16, some of them $12. She got like 15 ones. But if you get these books, you pretty much got our lessons right here on these books. And it's a doctor. Like I said, I showed you a picture of her right there. That's her on the back. Dr. Reed Charles. Look her books up on Amazon. Man, Raw, when you get these books, you'll fall out your chair. You'll be like, damn, this lady didn't went finish these people off, bro. Yeah, look, it said
I'd be glad to see I ain't the only one that know what's going on with our people though.
man, March. She just put this out, Raw, March 21st. This right here, the book we're talking about the same stuff that you talking about on your Facebook 2019. I mean, it like she just. I would be surprised. I ain't read the whole joint yet, so I would be surprised if your name pop up in this shit, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, that's how it's like. Oh my god! Look, even about the melanin,
So
about the melanin.
when I was doing just basic lectures and we weren't doing all of this recapping the receipts,
Uh-huh.
They didn't think I knew what I was talking about.
No,
But
you
people that
right.
start going to my page start seeing me sharing memories from 3 years ago with the receipts. Hmm.
She got every single receipt that we got in it. Like it's like I saw her Raw Hayes folder and she just put that shit in the book. That's what it looked like. Like I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I can show you right here. Look, bro, the same. Look at all the receipts about the some taking our feds. Look at it. She even got the website that it was on that we looked it up on right there. She got all the references here, man. Look, Dr. Marie Charles, pull up her books. Shout out 12th Elder, man. 12th Elder put me on this lady. He said, man, Raw Hayes. He said, man, that stuff that it's a lady that could bag Raw Hayes. What he's saying, her name Dr. Marie Charles. You need to get these magazines. I got them, and I said, oh man, when I busted them open when I first got them, I said, shit, I forgot to tell you, Rod, when I had got these books, because I had forgot about it. But when I do these classes, I'm really gonna we're gonna finish them out, bro. We're gonna finish them out. This is it. This lady finished. This lady look up Dr. Marie Charles, and she verified every single word that Rod Hayes is saying. I guarantee you, bro. In these books, it's like 15 different books out. Like I say, it seemed like they copied the classes, man. I think what I said, we're gonna put a book out on some of this shit that Rod doing. That they went out and went on and did it. All else, like I say, she's a beautiful sister. She looked like she one of our sisters. She just could be connected to the same energy and just she bearing and finding it another way, like Rod Hayes doing. Dr. Marie Charles, you want to check this lady out. And once you check this lady out, she gonna lead to a couple more other Nubian doctors that you ain't even heard of.
I'm
Brothers
gonna
out here
I'm gonna
teaching.
tell you one who wrote the one we don't talk about, and I got
Uh-huh.
a lot of research information from is
Uh-huh.
Dr. Suzar,
Dr. Souza.
blacked
Okay.
out through whitewash.
Okay.
Pull it up
Okay.
on
Yeah,
Google.
let me check this out because this might be the one that she got connected in this book. She got a couple doctors'
When
name
I
in that
first
book.
ran across the abridged version of blacked out through whitewash,
Okay.
she
Let's
gave me
pull it up,
so
man. Let's
much
see
to
what this is.
research that I was unaware of. Like I didn't know about a lot of things that she talked about, but she pointed me in a direction.
Uh-huh.
SUZAR,
Okay. Dr. Suzar.
blacked out through whitewash,
Blacked out the whitewash.
through whitewash.
They through whitewash. Let me see what that book look like. Oh, this one right here?
Yeah.
I got that
Now
book
she
right
got a
there at the
couple
bottom.
of books. Her
I got
books
that
is
book.
kind of
This book right
expensive,
here.
but she got heavy hitters. I found that her books complement um the Dr. Neely Fuller material.
Okay. Oh yeah, this fire. I'm about to get this joint.
She got
Wonder why they
lectures
ref.
on YouTube too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull up, man. Let me type him out on YouTube so I can see what she look like. 'Cause,
But the original
you know me.
was about 30-page, probably um black and white. We used to photocopy them in the joint for each other, pass them around. But they is
Right.
then she came out with her books later on, and she was dropping the heat.
Wow. Wow. Doctor. Oh yeah, she might have another one right here. The great. I guess it's blank. Mama
Black
creation.
Mama.
She missed. Yeah, she missed. She just stated like without the C. It's
It's the
black.
reason she
Black.
did that though.
Yeah, because the C is a broken circle. It's really alchemy right there. She a high powered alchemist. This lady's a high powered alchemist.
Hey, Dr. Susan, I ain't no joking. She ain't nobody's fool.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this lady out. A Nubian woman.
Hmm.
Uh,
She's the first one who, before Baba put out the scrolls with the Omex in it, that I had seen the Omex.
Okay, okay. Oh yeah. Knowledge is power, brother. We in the game. Oh yeah, she got one right here too. It's called "You Come to Power Only When You Come to a point." Now that's
And you see where the
fire.
point at, right? Top of the
Yeah,
pyramid, right?
that's fire. Yeah, that's fire. Oh yeah, this lady only 12 books. Oh yeah,
And then you got
this is fire shit.
type in Muwata Ashby or Sema Yoga would be easier. SEMA Yoga.
okay. She a Seema. All right. It's a name of a lady or just
It's the name of his you spelled Sema wrong.
how you,
SEMA.
oh Sema to the I. Okay, Seema.
Yep, Egyptian yoga.
Let's go.
He got a lot of
Oh
books.
yeah, this
So him and his wife teach in Florida. They run the Egyptian Yoga Institute, and a lot of his materials remind you of Baba materials.
oh yeah, this fire. Oh yeah, bro, this fire. I gotta get this right
So
here.
while Baba is the highest ranking Egyptian priest, he's the highest one that's not indisposed.
Okay, okay,
Sooner or
okay.
later, they gonna come together and take this to the next level.
Yeah, he dealing with that almond energy too.
All of it. He talk about all of it. I'm telling you, he got a couple hundred books at least.
Oh, this fire. Yeah, this dude fire, bro. You be putting the nigga on. You already put me on this guy, I think, once before.
Yeah, we
Oh
talked
yeah,
about him before, but I never had you pull him up.
yeah. These books fire. The key, the chemistry tree of life. That's
Yeah.
Vedic on this fire. Temple of the soul. Oh yeah, this fire, bro. Oh yeah, this dude. Well, that's somebody else, but they're about to get that one too, though. Yeah, Apple. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, see, I'm all. That's what I'm studying now. Ancient Kemet next. I studied the Anunnaki stuff. Now I'm going into the ancient Kemet. Right.
Mhm.
So this is what I need. This right here, right on time.
Yeah. So this is remember Baba wrote the sacred records of Tahuti, right?
Yeah.
And then he would be the next one to write a sacred record of Tahuti. He'll write it different than Baba wrote it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Right. That'll be for his the one studying under him. He have to write it according to how he perceived the teachings of Tahuti.
This fire.
And he gotta give it all science. He'll break it all down.
Damn, that phone went dead. Oh yeah. All right, bro. Hey man, we ain't gonna keep you up all night. I know it's almost 12 o'clock. Well, you had hey, like I
Yeah, we
said, man.
2.5 hours in. You can wrap it on up.
Oh yeah. You cracked heads and twist caps once again, brother. You gave me so much information on this, man. I'm gonna take what you gave me and run with it. You know what I'm saying? We finna run with it. Like 2 Chainz say. Take that and run
Uh,
with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we
yeah, so
post it up,
that's
get game for the chief, man. We get game for the chief. We about to get up
yeah.
out of here, man.
I
Man, like
just
I
came
say,
in to throw a couple of assists. I wasn't really trying to score none.
man, you cracked heads, bro. You going to you going to like I'm gonna tell you, like on the last tape, one of the last tapes we did, I was listening to Raw talk, and I could hear a energy coming through you. This I say, man, that ain't Raw talking. It's some talking through Raw, like it's a higher. It's like you tapped into some shit that I say, ain't no way Raw know that shit. It's like he just it's just coming out of him. It's just coming through him. Ain't no way he can possibly like you know a lot of shit, but it's like the shit you saying, I was like, he's speaking with a esoterical energy right now. Cause that shit is hot. Like the shit that he's saying, it ain't no way that somebody can know that shit. Just know it. Just you were
Make it
saying
that
shit
simple.
that yeah, it ain't that simple. You know what I'm saying? I say, oh yeah, so this energy that the universe is using Rod to crack our heads to give us to see how far we is in our knowledge and our intelligence. And so he could every time that we get to a certain point, the universe give you more information to give us, so we can just keep on going, keep on going. We just keep on going up. Every time the people get to a certain level, you say, "All right, let me give him some more." The same thing Elijah Muhammad was doing. He couldn't
Mm.
drop everything he knew on your ass at one time. The niggas probably brain up explode, right? So he just gave him a look. He saw how much they was on. He said, "Okay, all right, they ready for some more." Boom, hit them. All right, they got their point. All right, they ready for some more. That's how that's what's happening. That's what I feel like happening to us. It's more I feel like it's more information that the universe has gotta put through you, and they just waiting on us to catch up to what's happening or everything you already said.
These are
Once
light codes,
yeah,
right? So remember, Baba told you one of the students that was studying was gonna come along and start talking with the light code,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so when I talk with the light code, it's putting together a frequency to help y'all move your mind into the God mind,
yeah, yeah,
right? Because once it moved there one time and get a peak, it's gonna want more.
yeah,
Gonna keep trying to look for more.
yeah,
Then it's gonna start finding it on its own.
yeah, I'm
The
with you.
God energy in you is driving you to the God energy that I'm using.
Okay.
He using the energy, y'all. See what the fuck this nigga doing and practice that shit.
Yeah, yeah,
So when I walk through it, I can walk through the practice and the application,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But it slows down because I have to give it to them in bites, but they still pick up the frequency.
yeah,
It's the light code.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's why we have to give certain titles to the information when we put it in the public, because they got to know the source of the light code
yeah.
in
I feel
case
you.
they want to do what's called back search,
That's right. And like
right?
I
So
say,
now we give them the references. You can go back search, and then you can see how I was able to access the light codes in order to talk with the right frequency and pitch
oh
that
yeah, you
allow
doing it.
you to assimilate your God mind again.
You doing it, Rod.
Be your own and be yourself and accept your own. It's first order of business. But the first thing that comes with being yourself.
That's right.
And you got to know your own as the ones who vibrate on a certain heart frequency, the same as yours.
That's right.
It don't matter
Right.
what they look like, it matter how they move. You could tell me this lady a devil, but if she moved like an angel and
Right.
she fighting devils, you can't convince me
That's right. It's gonna be hard.
because her actions and her deeds is showing me different than what you say.
That's right.
So now I need to know why you saying what you saying.
That's right.
Maybe you the devil trying to make me look at the angel in the wrong light.
That's right. Crackhead Swiss caps. Hey, we about to get up out of here, man. So we say shalom, assalamu alaikum, hotel, peace, love, divine love. You know what I'm saying? A shug throughout the balanced universe. We about to say shalom aleichem to my Hebrews. Uh, yeah, divine love throughout the balanced universe to all. We love you all. Wadu.
But
All right, bro. Peace.